Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Satellite High School, where tonight the 0-2 Bulldogs cross the causeway over to the Satellite Scorpions. They also sit at 0-2. Tonight's matchup, somebody is going home a winner. That game comes up at 7 o'clock. I'm Ron Lighthall alongside my main man, Double D, Daryl Duran. And we will have this game up for you shortly, so just stay tuned as the team captains will make their way to the center of the field. And again, we'll be here at 7 p.m.
And a good evening to you on a Thursday night football action live here at Satellite High School. I am Double D Daryl Duran, joined by the man Ron Lighthall behind the camera tonight and helping me on the broadcast. Tonight we got two 0-2 teams. One's going to walk away a winner and one's going to go 0-3. So, Ron, what do you think about both of these two teams? Have started slow off this year, but coming on strong.
You know, when you have two evenly matched teams, Daryl, I always like the competitive nature of both these teams. It's going to be a good football game regardless of the records. I think everybody tuning in tonight's in for a real treat. Two evenly matched teams. Both these teams, Daryl, I feel like suffer from that same discipline problem that I think in week three that they have all been trying to work that out. I know both coaches on both sides have been working on that, getting that discipline down. Melbourne is still in search of that big play. They've got the playmakers. They just are in search of that big play from what you and I have seen the last two games. Satellite's a little bit of a mystery for me, but I have gone back and watched a little bit of game film. I like what I see in Satellite, but again, it's that closing factor that I think they need to work on. And again, make the play, finish the plays, and close out the games.
Yeah, correct. I mean, this is their first home opener at Satellite. They got to honor a couple captains out there for the Satellite Scorpions. Satellite started off, 0-2 just like Melbourne has, but their two losses have been on the road, one to Rockledge, one to Vieira, which that was the first time losing to Vieira in 2 years. So they're looking to bounce back. Jackson Robb even said it earlier tonight on his broadcast. This is a winnable ball game for both teams. This is probably one of the winnable games for Satellite because they have a tough schedule the rest of the way till their last game, like Jackson said. So it's going to be the team that, gets the turnovers, doesn't make the mistakes.
It makes the big play.
And makes the big play. Melbourne's made, the big plays, but they've gotten down within the 25, the 20-yard line. And
they've given up big plays.
And they've given up, and they have not got in the end zone.
Daryl, tonight's referee crew is one of the reasons tonight that we're playing on a Thursday night is they had to shift around some of the schedules for the referees, so we want to honor them tonight. Our head referee is Anthony Moore. The umpire is Mike Elko. The head linesman is Charles Owens, with the line judge Terrell Dorsey. Side judge is Tavish Reynolds, and X Ferguson is the field judge. And up here in the booth with us is Mike Pressman. So we want to thank them for their time, their efforts, and making it out tonight on this breezy but humid evening on what's really turning out to be a beautiful evening. But, slight breeze in the air, Daryl, and a heavy blanket of humidity.
Yeah, it's another, you get the breeze off the, ocean here at Melbourne, you get it off the river. But, I thank God for the breeze because if there was not, we would be sweating our tails off up here. But we appreciate the hospitality here at Satellite. And once again, have a game here on Bavard Sports Network, your leading network in sports. So, folks, if you're liking and here comes your hometown Satellite Scorpions. Scorpion crowd came out pretty good tonight. Melbourne traveled over fairly well. Thursday night kicking off with the NFL tonight, Ron. What do you think?
It's football season, Daryl.
Yes, it is. Football's in the air, and here comes your Melbourne Bulldogs. Football's in the air. Alan Slaughterzinski's Baltimore Ravens kick off at, Kansas City and the Swifties. I don't know.
I tell you what, man, I've not had it. I'm like, I can be the voice of so many disheartened NFL fans right now with the amount of coverage that Taylor Swift is getting. And until I see her in a set of shoulder pads and,
but Alan's going to hate me on this one. I got the Swifties tonight at home by 3.
You know what? I think this is a vengeance game. I think Lamar Jackson is just going to be lighted up. That's my feeling.
We talk about that, and Lamar Jackson went first overall in my draft the other night. But we got Satellite and Mel High here at the Scorps Dome over here in beautiful Satellite Beach, Florida. People still rolling in on a Thursday night. I'd like to welcome everyone to Brevard Sports Network. As always, I'm Double D Daryl Duran, joined by the man, Ron Lighthall.
And we'll see toe go to leather on the 40-yard line. Your Satellite Scorpions are clad in white helmets, red jerseys, red pants.
And big kick, and that's going to go into the end zone over Votava's head. And Melbourne will start 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
And your Bulldogs are clad in their white to green fade helmets, white jerseys, and their green pants. Daryl, it's kind of odd to see our Bulldogs on the other side of the field, but just to preempt everybody, Daryl and I are going to try to be as balanced as possible. We do cover the Melbourne High School Bulldogs predominantly, so if you notice that we know the names, the players, and the backstory, we are not going to favor any team and try to call it as balanced as possible.
Yeah, and we got the Satellite Scorpion roster right here. Melbourne's going to hand off, and bam, right there at the line of scrimmage. Satellite wraps them up.
You know, Daryl, you and I before the game had talked about this game being won at the line of scrimmage, and play number 1, we see it right there.
65, Tucker Fay, senior on that Satellite defensive line. Short gain on the play for Melbourne, bringing up 2nd down. Melbourne has to fire off the ball. They fired off the ball. They've got the long run, but they've not finished. They have to finish a drive here. Fisher hands off, right off tackle. Big push there, what I was just talking about. And Satellite swarm tackle there, wrapped up by number 42 is Anthony Romero. And that's going to be a 1st down, Melbourne. Like to thank Natwick Insurance, Custom Cabinetry by Fatty Hooters of Melbourne, Ashley Westbrook Realty, Erica Valente with Family Wellness and Health, and many more, and Rich's Auto Tech. They'll be scrolling all on your top screen, folks. We'll talk about them more shortly. We got Pinky and Greeny out here for Melbourne. That's Fields. Oh, fumble on the play by Satellite, and they are going to punch it out and recover. Bad handling by the Melbourne Bulldogs in the backfield. Turnover number 1 goes to the Satellite Scorpions in dangerous field position.
We talk about that big play, Daryl. There you have it on the opening drive. Melbourne has been plagued since game 1 with errant and odd snaps. We're going to
last week their snaps were a lot better.
They were cleaner.
Yep. They changed quarterbacks in the first quarter. Melbourne should be 2-0. We both watched that. We both had the broadcast. Melbourne has had 6 to 7 drives inside the red zone and have come away with no points in 2 games. And they're going to say that he doesn't have equipment infraction on Satellite. Going to substitute players. 24 in at running back now. Liam Nolte, sophomore. Wrapped up, and a flag flies in. Wrapped up by number 9 of Melbourne. And that's going to be Jeremiah Waters.
Face mask.
They're going to say face mask on Melbourne.
That's a doozy.
Yeah, and that's going to be half a distance to the goal, all the way down to the 10-yard line already.
Talked about that discipline, Daryl.
I think he brushed the face mask.
At the high school level, any action on the face mask.
Cuts it back, bam! Hit off the end by Votava, 22 for the ball carrier for Satellite, Logan Waite, junior running back. Big hit by 22 Votava off the edge. Loss of 2 yards. And Satellite's going to come out in twins, top and bottom. I formation in the backfield, 5 at the helm.
2nd down and 3.
Hand off to 4. Votava's out there once again and wraps him up. Close to a 1st down, though.
He's going to have that 1st down by about a yard.
Wait, the ball carrier for Satellite. 1st and goal, Scorps. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into the broadcast tonight. As always, I'm Double D Daryl Duran, joined by Ron Lighthall here at Satellite High School. Thursday night high school action. And that same formation for Satellite's been working for him a couple plays here. Hands off to Ford, ball on the ground.
Back and forth, we're going to see who has it. Still a scrum. No indicator.
And there's the indicator right there.
Wow.
Melbourne ball, that is a huge loss for Satellite there, driving inside, deep inside Melbourne's territory.
So we're right back to scratch, Daryl,
Yeah, 1-1.
Going back and forth with the
And Coach Pannucci, Coach Grish, and Coach Freeze over there on that defensive side of the ball, they've held Melbourne together, forever. Pannucci played over there. Now he's coaching 14th, 15th season. And, I just give it to the young man. I played with him. He was a freshman while I was a senior, and he's a dog through and through. But let's see if this dog offense can get something together against this Satellite defense.
Man, going to be whistled dead. Going to get a false start going against the Bulldogs.
So now they're going to be 1st and 15 at their own 5-yard line.
Daryl, you mentioned it earlier. We would not be able to be bringing you this broadcast tonight without the generosity of those sponsors you see there at the top of your screen. We definitely encourage you to use their services, and if you see them out and about, give them a big thank you because they make this possible.
Yeah, without these sponsors, we couldn't be bringing you, these broadcasts in and out. Really, they just cover our gas money to get to each stadium and everything. And we thank them for their support. Melbourne, 1st and 15. Fisher hands off to Johnson. Johnson gain of 6, 2nd down. But once again, to all the sponsors, thank you so much. Not just on this broadcast, but on every broadcast throughout the county this week. I know the game that's in county, the game of the week in county is going to be Coach Billy Palmer and Coach Blue down there at Heritage and County Line and Crickets. Thank you for stepping up and sponsoring that for the O'Galley Commodores. So that game will be right here on BSN. Handoff. Oh, Satellite's getting the backfield. And Satellite is getting after it on defense. Going to be 3rd and 7 for Melbourne. Melbourne's front 5 have got to block their tails off if they want to get something moving. Satellite defense is coming out and stinging them tonight.
Daryl, at the top of the broadcast, we talked about it. Don't look at these as 2 0 teams. Look at these as evenly matched teams that are going to give you a great, entertaining game tonight. Oh, false start against the Bulldogs. Jumped early. See, number 72 is on the end. He's exasperated as well. Not the infraction, but not the guilty party, I should say, but equally frustrated.
So 3rd and forever for Melbourne. Fields out wide for Melbourne. Drops back and he goes to Fields and thrown into triple coverage there.
In and out of the hands. Number 14 down there, Austin Williams for the Scorpions.
Did very good job on the coverage. It's very late, either on the throw or thrown to the wrong spot. And we seen that last week for Melbourne. Seen that first week, 2 drop touchdown passes. And now Melbourne is punting out of their end zone. If I'm the Satellite Scorpions, I'm coming with the all-out blitz to try to block this.
Tell you what, man, when your heels are sitting square in the middle of your own end zone.
I'd like to say hello to Sean Keeney watching. Sean, where are you at in the globe today, bud? Good seeing you.
Austin Williams has his heels planted on the 50-yard line, so inevitably he's going to be touching this ball. High snap, gets the kickoff.
Nice punt by Melbourne.
Waved off, going to take a bounce. And
he got it out of there for him.
Boy, I tell you what, man, that would be a heck of a golf shot right there,
Yeah, that you can't ask for anything better. He got it almost out to midfield. It's going to be 1st and 10 Satellite still in Bulldog. They're going to start their second drive in Bulldog territory here.
One of the things you and I at Melbourne, we get used to that artificial turf where you get the bounce and you get the roll. And out here, with this turf, it's looking good. I mean, they've done a great job. Satellite's always been plagued with turf issues. Probably some of the best looking turf we've seen in a long time. So kudos to the.
We always, when I was younger, we called it the sand pit if we're going over here because it was. I mean, it's been great the last couple of years. Handoff coming to the far side here. Flag flying in. Wait, the ball carrier. Going to be wrapped up by a host of Melbourne Bulldogs, but
I think they're going to see a holding call against Satellite.
Yeah, that's usually if it's thrown at the line of scrimmage, it's 99% holding.
We'll get the official call here.
Holding on Satellite, that's going to back them up 10 yards. That's going to be 1st and 20 for your Satellite Scorpions. Like to think, once again, Hooters of Melbourne always, each and every week, Cap McFarland and her gang, pregame meal for us. We will be live there after the Mel High Vieira game for the postgame show. So if you all want to come down to the Melbourne Hooters, we'll be there, I believe that's 10:26 at Melbourne Hooters for the BSM postgame show. And coming off the edge once again, he's going to be pushed out of bounds, get up to the original line of scrimmage. Number 8,
Alex Batalis
on the carry for Satellite. So he gets past the original line. 2nd and 9 coming up for Satellite. Both teams are very young, mostly sophomore and junior. I look on here, they have a few more seniors than Melbourne does on here. 5 hands off to 4. Oh, he's met at the line of scrimmage by Melbourne.
Brody Grennan, the quarterback for Satellite, has such a good command of this offense.
He's going to say he was down.
That's right, Logan Waite, number 4, the ball carrier for the Scorpions.
And Logan Waite's had some good carries tonight, and Melbourne was just all over that, read that from the get-go. And it's going to be 3rd and about 14 to go for Satellite.
Again, in that backfield, you got Grennan and Waite in the backfield. You got 4 wide outs.
Drops back, looking for the slant, checks down, and he's going to be wrapped up at the 40.
Gain of about 3 there for Story Coates.
By number 6 and 32 of Melbourne. That's going to be Kevin Thorpe and Jackson Eagle. This is varsity, folks. This is a varsity game. Reason why we're playing on Thursday night, shortage of referees. It's been the shortage of the referee. Everybody in Brevard County, somebody has to take a Thursday night game. So this year it was Satellite and Melbourne right now. And Satellite's going to come out, 4th down and go for it. Looking for the pass. 5 drops back.
Overthrows his intended receiver.
And good coverage there by Eagle. And Melbourne takes it over in good field position. Their best starting field position of the night.
I like that call, Daryl. I like the fact they went for it. You're in one of those kind of like weird situations. If you punt, you run the risk of it coming out to the 20-yard line anyway. And
Kelly Prine, the 1 is the quarter. That's in the middle of the Bulldogs and the Scorpion on the scoreboard. If you look on each side, there's a 0. So that is the score. So it's 0-0 with 5:58 left in the first quarter. And we're going to have a timeout for water. So once again, like to thank Natwick Insurance, big sponsor of the Satellite Scorpions over here and a big sponsor on Brevard Sports Network. Like to thank Hooters of Melbourne Custom Cabinetry by Fatty Canazzi. Erica Valente with Family Wellness and Health right there in beautiful West by God, Melbourne on Mitten Road. Ashley Westbrook with Remax Realty and Manicure America.
Tell you what a good sponsor Natwick is, Look for number 26 for the Scorpions there. That's Reed Natwick. These people that come out and not only support the program, they want to see their kids out here as well and be able to see them and share this with family.
Melbourne again off tackle with Johnson. Big
hit.
Woo! I mean, I felt that up here by number 20.
Wow. I'll tell you
Roddy.
what, Daryl, Colin Roddy just chest to chest, stood him up and drove him back.
And whoever you are on the Melbourne line, you did not pick up your blocking. I know coach is going to make an adjustment on that, but he came untouched. Roddy with the big hit for the Scorps. Melbourne now single backfield, trips up top, one down below here. And again, hands off the ball, and Satellite is all over Melbourne. And I mean, you gotta hate looking at this when your offensive line is down the field turning around.
Ethan Holden with his new jersey number this week, number 66 in there.
Melbourne's offensive line has to stay on their blocks if they want something to happen, because right there, they're just letting the Satellite Scorpions in the backfield once again, and it's going to be 3rd down and 7 for Melbourne.
Yeah, Satellite made some jersey adjustments, and Ethan Holden making that one his own.
Drops back, has Fields, looks at Fields, and Fields caught by Fields and wrapped up by the Satellite Scorpions. Roddy once again at about the 15. So Roddy makes a huge touchdown-saving tackle there for the Satellite Scorpions. But Melbourne now is in the red zone.
Big Pinky.
Yeah, old Pinky with that catch. But can they finish this drive off, Ron? Hands off to Johnson up the middle. He's battling his way down to the 10-yard line inside the Riches Auto Tech red zone.
Boy, the body language has changed, the momentum's changed, the energy has changed just instantly, just like big play.
It was almost intercepted by Satellite, and I was fixing to call an interception because that ball was underthrown, and the Satellite player did not turn his head around in time, and Fields came back and got the ball because honestly it should have been picked off and going the other way, but Melbourne, good catch by Fields, trying to score here. Johnson once again up the middle, wrapped up by a host of Satellite Scorpions. Helmet flies off after the play.
That's a Satellite player is going to have to sit for a second. Number 27 there for Satellite. And that is, got a number here for you, number 27. That's Drayden Mitchell.
So Melbourne looks like they're going to bring in some beef on the line, maybe a heavy package, 3rd down and 2.
The pushers.
They need something because it's been 8 to 9 drives inside the red zone with no touchdown for Melbourne.
Years ago, you used to call it the beef package.
Oh, yeah, I still do.
Brought to you by Winn-Dixie.
Right up the middle, in to the end zone. I got a touchdown here. Touchdown on the field for Melbourne. Good push by that offensive line. But kudos to that Satellite defense. They've made them work tonight. They're not going to give Melbourne this game empty-handedly. Right? I mean, the big hit by Roddy up here, Ron, I mean, they made them work on that drive, and they earned every bit of it.
You know, we talked about it. Melbourne's inability to make the big play and those connections in the last 2 games, boy, they did it here.
They've made the big play, but they haven't finished. They finally finished the first time in 3 weeks. And looks like they're
going to line up for the 2, Darryl? Are we getting – nope, they're going to –
No, they're going to kick.
Nope, we got the kicker out there. Had that vibe of a little bit of a personnel change there.
It looked like they were going to go for 2. Votava to hold, 17 to kick for Melbourne. And the extra point's going to be no good.
So that'll put 6 on the board for Melbourne. And, you know, that I tell you what, as evenly matched these teams, every point is going to count tonight.
Every point's going to count. And I actually just ran into the old soccer coach at Cricket Spirits and Sports right there on Wickham Road. And, you know, a great soccer coach, Jerry McCabe, and won a couple state titles with Melbourne. And, you know, Melbourne might need to go to the soccer team once again and try to find a kicker if they're going to kick some field goals here.
For those of you who are astute and paying attention, you notice that difference in the audio there. I am outside braving the elements while Mr. Darryl is in the comfort of the press box.
I mean, we
got a big lazy boy chair here with his
now
tableside service, catering to his every whim, and I'm out here perched precariously on this.
You've got more wind and a breeze out there.
I just want our viewers to know the sacrifices I'm making out here for you, Daryl. With the every once in a while, I feel an errant drop here, so it feels like it's about to rain, but
don't say that.
I'm feeling a little spit here and there every once in a while, but I think it's going to push itself away.
Precipitation coming off the roof. I'd like to say hello to Mr. Chico Sylvester. Congratulations to your son for bowling a 300 this week.
Oh, wasn't that great?
And there's a pooch kick going to be taken about the 20 by Satellite. And Melbourne, great job on the kick coverage by number 11 Fields on the wrap-up.
I tell you what, Daryl, with the outpouring of emotion from that young man, the swagger he had on that final throw, and he walked away, and just a flood of emotions. If you get a chance, I know Alan had that posted, but what a great emotional thing for that young man. A freshman.
Yes.
A freshman.
I've only got to bowl a 300 when it's the 9-pin strike in
the league. Boy, I tell you what.
It was kind of happy for me, but great.
The sports landscape has changed so much here in Brevard County. We'll talk about it a little bit probably after this play. But, the addition of sports that were non-existent when I was in high school, and let alone when you were in high school.
Satellite having some substitution troubles here on offense. First down and 10 at their own 31-yard line, and they're going to burn a timeout before it's
they're getting him for his pants not being long enough.
No, they're getting him for the knee pads.
Yeah, I mean, his pants are sliding up, so he's having an issue there.
Oh, that.
He had his pants hiked up.
And 5 drops back, throws the swing out, wrapped up by Melbourne for a short gain. And as long as they got the knee pads in, they got the thigh pads in.
Safety. In the college level, I was watching that UCF game. It looks like they're out there wearing bike shorts.
They all ride up. These new uniforms all ride up before the kneecap.
Not a fan. I like the long socks. I like the knee pads tradition. I know the heat. But in today's world, with these moisture wicking socks and things like that,
they all shrink up. It's like you got to take the good with the bad.
I tell you what, some of those compression type socks that these high end athletic companies are making, are going to help stave off some of these cramp issues.
Drops back to pass. Satellite looking for the crossover, and a big hit by Melbourne. If he could have brought that down, that'd have been a first down intended for number 6, a Satellite.
Big number 21 there for the Bulldogs closing in.
Coach, senior wide receiver, just could not come down with it. So it's going to be 3rd and 9.5 for Satellite, it's the first time starting in their own side of the field.
I like the aggressiveness both of these teams have come out with tonight, Daryl. I mean, they're pushing the ball better than I've seen Melbourne all year, and Satellite's coming out and they're firing as well.
And Big Mike, you're right on that. It's usually an ACL or MCL tear. 5 drops back, looking downfield over the middle, incomplete. Good coverage by Melbourne.
That one skips across the turf, and that's going to bring up 4th down. This time they're not going to take the chance, and this one is going to.
They're more on their side of the field, and they're going to punt this away to Melbourne. Folks, thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast on Thursday Night Football. You got the NFL kicking off. You got Alan Slazinski's Baltimore Ravens visiting the Swifties out there in Missouri, Kansas City, the defending champs. Can they win 3 in a row? But right now, we got high school football action on Brevard Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in.
Daryl, we've got a number 17 out there about to kick the ball, and my apologies, but he is not on the active roster right now.
Good snap. High punt. Going to be fielded by Votava on the run. He's got some blockers out there, but big hit on the far side by Satellite. Several Scorpions on the hit. And we got a man. Is he going to get up? Yep, he gets up. But Melbourne brings it back to where it would have been a first down for Satellite. So basically a punt of 10 yards for the Scorps, and first down and 10 Melbourne at the Scorpion 47. Thank you for Butch Ben for tuning in to the broadcast tonight. give once again that Melbourne line, finally getting some push on Satellite. Johnson's
just call the old bums rush, you know, you just stack them and push.
And Johnson's going to be getting the majority of the carries, 28 for Melbourne, as a Daly went out in the first game of the year. Big loss for Melbourne.
Yeah, that was an extended timeout on our broadcast. Boy, that was tough to.
Melbourne had, the two-headed monster, I called it, at running backs, both sophomores. Fields in motion, gives to Johnson once again, big hole. And that's a good blocking right now by Melbourne, driving down Satellite. But, we've seen Satellite, come with some big old hits.
They have. They are not afraid to use those shoulder pads.
And I just got Caleb Gardner is the kicker for Satellite. Thank you, Mr. Helton.
That is huge when you chime in like that, so thank you very much for that info. He's not on our school-supplied roster. Yeah, you're going to have a false start there.
We got flags all over the place. Melbourne got some huge transfers in that has helped their, boost their roster, but they only have 5 seniors. One being 22 Votava on the defense, which is an athlete. He can play offense. He can play whatever position you need him to, and a heck of a baseball player for Coach Soto on the Melbourne staff out there, plays center field. Huge arm.
I'm going to flex for a second, but I actually had a conversation a couple years ago with Warren Sapp, and that's not where the flex ends. It was actually on the golf course for a charity game, but we were talking about the size of high school kids today.
Big hole there by Johnson. Johnson.
Wow, made up
finding the hole, big hole by the offensive line of Melbourne on that right side. Carter Black.
Penalty yards plus.
And they've got a 2nd and 2 coming up, and Coach don't like what he's seeing. Melbourne's getting too many yards, so Satellite's going to take a timeout. So I'd like to thank Ashley Westbrook Realty, Natwick Insurance, big, huge sponsor. Both of those right here on Bavard Sports Network. Hooters of Melbourne each and every week feeding the gang here, whoever we bring in there for our broadcast team. Thank you, Kat McFarland and Hooters of Melbourne. Erica Valente with Family Wellness and Health right there in beautiful West Melbourne, Florida on Minton Road. Manicure America, again located in West Melbourne. And Fatty Canazzi, custom cabinetry by Fatty. Thank you so much. And Rich's Auto Tech, could not do it without you guys. Each and every time I ask one of these sponsors, they step up and, if they don't have the money, they find the money. Rich, he does multiple high schools, multiple youth leagues. If he has it and they can get by, with very little, they will, and that's a big boost to the community here in Brevard County. Fisher looking downfield and overthrows.
I think we're going to have an interception. They're scrutinizing this. Out of bounds. That's going to go to the Scorpions. That's going to be a turnover. I think big number 9 is going to come down with that, Darryl. I'm calling that. Yes, it is.
It's going to be an overthrown ball.
Mitchell Tharp absolutely wrestled that down, and great job coming down with that. Boy, they had to really take a look at that from the
so it should come out to the 20-yard line if it's a touchback.
I don't think it's a touchback. I think it was right at the 1-yard line.
Oh, wow. It's a great play on defense for Satellite, but they're going to be pinned back.
This is where you need that big play from Satellite right now to get that out of the danger zone.
Satellite's going to have to have a huge play on offense here because Coach Pannucci and the Melbourne gang is going to bring the house here. I'd be very surprised if Pannucci does not bring the house, just on the field position of where Satellite's at. But they're going to go out and twins down below here to the near side, one up top. And wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. They're trying to battle their way out deep.
Short gain. So they got just inches now.
So 2nd and 9.5, and we got one down. Looks like a cramping issue already.
That play right there gave you that one extra notch in your belt after Thanksgiving dinner. Just a little bit to breathe.
Hopefully that young man's all right taking his helmet off it.
Yeah, he's got a cramp down there.
But thank you all for tuning in. Let me know where you're watching from around the globe.
I'll show you a little pan here of Satellite High School. They've got the, a comment I made at Mel High, how much I like the green with the white, and Satellite has got the red with the white for their sponsorships. And, the first time we saw this, Daryl, was at Merritt Island that had the black with the yellow. They've had that for a number of years, just a sharp look with that windscreen around the perimeter there. So Satellite, again, looking grounds-wise, looking like it's some of the best shape it's been in years. And again, a huge shout-out to the groundskeepers here. It is such a daunting task, especially beachside. I live beachside, and I know what it takes to take care of my lawn versus being inland. The sandy soil, the water issues and the drainage and the sand spurs.
John from Palm Beach checking in. Cody Black from University of South Florida checking in tonight. Casey Washburn checking in. The old ball coach. And we got it. And
that's the end of the first quarter. Okay. So we're gonna pay on left, everybody. So hold on to your hats there.
I thought it was a lightning going off, and I'm looking for lightning.
Big shout out to Cody Black, man. I'm as everybody knows, I'm a huge UCF guy, so always smack talking. But in my heart of hearts, I'm always rooting for the local kids. Whether they're wearing black and gold or they're wearing the green and gold.
And former Mel High Rockledge Raider Channing Clayball kicks off with West Florida tonight.
And you talk about the Bulls, and Gunnar Greenwald, one of Satellite's own, had a great career out there as well for the Bulls. So keeping kids local, playing big time football.
Yep. There's one special kid over at not Satellite O'Galley has got 51 offers. He wants to play baseball and football somewhere, and that's X-Men Xavier Larice you're going to see right here on BSN tomorrow night.
That's a lot of hats at the table.
There's been so much talk on X-Ron or Spaces or what do you ever. For 2 weeks, I don't get on there, but I just hear it through the community from Heritage people, O'Galley people, and we're talking about that more right now. Satellite back deep in their own territory, shotgun formation, trying to roll out here on the pass, and he out of bounds, maybe gain of a yard. Number 8 on the reception for Satellite.
Again, we talked about how every inch counts when you're down this deep into the end zone territory and, deep in your own territory. So that gives them a little bit of breathing room. It's still 3rd down and 7. I think you need to go to the air and play those corners.
Yeah, caught by Alex, junior wide receiver for the Satellite Scorpions. 3rd and 7, like you said, Ron.
Brody Grenon's got the arm, man. He is, and he's their quarterback of the future. He is a sophomore, so I think they're going to see that talent develop here at Satellite.
And the same twins up top, singled up down below for Satellite, drops back, looking for the out man over the oh man, that slant was there for Satellite, just overthrows him.
We were just singing his praises, and he failed to lead the receiver and threw it behind his would-be target Tim Garvey.
That was a nice call by the coaches. It was open there. Melbourne was out in different coverage, and it's going to be 4th and long.
It's a timing route, and you're not wearing a watch. Still a low-scoring affair here with Melbourne with the only points on the board at 6.
You got McCarthy and Votava back. Punt gets away. Kicking to Votava's side. He's got one man to beat. He's getting to the outside. The boys got speed. Big hit there, wrapped up by the Satellite Scorpions. Big knock. Oh, helmet flies off. Holy cow, we got some big old hits on the field tonight. Satellite's hitting hard. Melbourne's hitting hard. It's been a big, hard-hitting game between Melbourne and Satellite I've seen in a long time.
I saw Hunter Johnson get up out of that scrum. I saw Seth Hufty out there.
Liverpool,
Parrish Jarns
checking in.
Parrish Jarns. There's another local name there. They got
Sooner Norman, Oklahoma. I was just out there in Oklahoma last year. out there in right now I can't even think of the name. I'll think of it in a second though. But Melbourne, first down and 10 inside Richards Auto Tech red zone. Fisher hands off to Johnson. Once again, he's got a big hole, big hole right up the middle. Good opening hole by Carter Black in that right side of the line, and they've been pounding that right side of the line for Melbourne tonight. And that's a good return by Votava, setting up that about 20-yard run by Johnson. So that's his second touchdown on the night.
You know, again, you and I have been covering the Bulldogs. This is like a team we haven't seen so far this year, Daryl.
Yeah, I mean, Melbourne's finally finishing drives. I mean, that was a one-play drive, but, you know.
11 on the dot on the clock right now, 11:00. So 1 minute into the second quarter.
I'd like to say hello to the fishing god of Brevard County, the owner of Strike Zone Fishing and a big sponsor right here on Brevard Sports Network. Sean from Strike Zone checking in. Him and the gang do a phenomenal job right there on 192. Melbourne trying to kick, and it's going to be no good. So it's going to be 12-0 Melbourne.
So you
just cannot get.
You talk about Sean, you know, and you talk about the community. Another one of those great people. Not only do they help sponsor us here, you know, they're always stepping up for various things around the community, and you know, they do the drive. I know they work with Bradley down at Route 1 Motorsports, and they do the thing with the jet skis.
Yeah.
You know, just a great contributor to our wonderful community.
And the old ball coach from I coach with at West Melbourne, Garrett Snyder, like Winoka, Daryl. I'm like, I know that one. That's where mom's at, his mom's at. But there's two little towns that I wired a pole barn out there for when we go hunting and stuff. And I just can't think of the two little towns that we're in. But thank you all, Garrett Snyder and the Highland Mint. Going to be helping us out with a couple of memorable coins for Melbourne. 100 years. We haven't even talked about that tonight, Ron. 100 years of Melbourne football this year.
Gosh, I feel like I've seen half of it.
And we're going to have the kick. And there's the kick. Going to be a blooping kick about the 20-yard line. Taken by Satellite. Has some good return. About 5 yards for Melbourne. Wraps them up. Number 21 wraps the ball carrier up, and that's going to be Michelle. I got two 21s. It's either Isaiah Jenkins. So it's going to be Isaiah Jenkins, not the center. And the bad thing is I just watched Twister, and they said two of the towns that I was in while I was in Oklahoma.
Were you Norman, Weatherford?
No, Weatherford I've been through.
Weatherford is the home of a former Satellite resident here, General Tom Stafford. He passed away this past spring, but he was a Satellite Beach resident, passed away at his home here in Satellite Beach. But he has a gorgeous, absolutely beautiful, one of the very few Smithsonian authorized
hand off there. Going to be wrapped up by Malady of Melbourne. Ball carrier once again is wait for the Satellite. Sorry, Ron, go.
No, I was just saying, you know, one of those great things about, you know, living in an area like this, and you know, General Tom Stafford lived to the good ripe old age of 94 years old, and I got to know him really well and talk to him a lot and talk about going to the other side of the moon, which was an absolute delight in my lifetime. But you know, he has a gorgeous museum there in Weatherford, right at the airport.
Satellite 2nd and 11 coming up in their own territory. Second quarter here at the Scorps Stadium. 10 minutes ago, looking for a receiver, and just overthrows him.
Just couldn't lay out.
I think if he could have ran just a little bit more and not jumped, he might would have had it. Intended receiver number 7, tight end, Garvey Jr. I know one of the towns is Eden, the town that we built the facility in.
You're just dying for somebody to chime in who's just seen Twister.
Because
name all the towns in the movie Twister.
Garrett knows what I'm talking about. It's killing me.
I think our fans are enjoying you twisting in the wind here more than they are ready to chime in.
All right, here we go. Twins up top, Twins down below for Satellite. Dropping back, trying to go to the air once again. And he does down the sideline and going to be caught but out of bounds. Nice catch by 14. And number 17 on the coverage for Melbourne. That's going to be Reed. And 14, well, Austin Williams, senior wide receiver, but just catches it out of bounds. That would have been a huge gain for Satellite, would have been a first down, but punt team comes back on the field. Number 47, Gardner, kicking for the Scorpions. Woodward's in another town I've been through. See, I got somebody chiming in.
They're on Google Maps right now.
No, he lived out.
Just naming them all in alphabetical order.
He lived out there for a while. Oh, low snap there. Can he get it off? Yes, he does. Satellite gets it away. Huge punt there. Votava's going to take it. He makes a couple man miss and just run out of bounds there. Pushed out of bounds by number 36 of Satellite. That's going to be Mentio, cornerback sophomore.
Big shout out to the Satellite Scorpion cheerleaders out here on a hot night.
The old Gray Fox is tuning in. Hey, Coach, how you doing? And I will get the old hello neighbor wave from him when he drives down my road. I only did it because your son called you the Gray Fox. Melbourne now, first down and 10 at, Satellite. Missing personnel on defense, but it's going to be first down and 10 Melbourne at their own 45. Ron, good night, good, cool, not really cool night, but you got to.
There's a nice tinge in the air as you got that like pre-post rain thing going on. That humidity is it's layering.
Yep.
And but at the same time, it's not blistering hot. So
correct. And another game is.
How is it in there in the air conditioning?
Oh, it's phenomenal. 62 degrees. No. But another game that will be on BSN tomorrow night will be the IMG Cocoa game, but that will be streamed on the YouTube, but shared on BSN because we got permission to, share that on BSN. So we do appreciate IMG for that. And now Melbourne comes out first down and 10 inside Satellite territory. And that's going to be a false start on Melbourne, their fourth false start on the night.
And I got to tell you, IMG reached out to one of our local broadcasters, my broadcast partner last year. Terry Spain is going to be one of the guest commentators with the IMG broadcast, so expect to see some very good coverage and insight for the Cocoa Tigers. I
know Cocoa's a good team, but they surprised the heck out of me what they did to a defending state champion last week in Daytona Mainland.
And you know what they did last year, with
miscommunication in the backfield, Carter Fisher, and ball is out. And recovered by Melbourne.
Going back to last year for Cocoa, what tarnished an undefeated season was, just that entire debacle that happened down there in South Florida playing against St. Thomas Aquinas.
They went up to Daytona Mainland and just destroyed the Buccaneers.
Darryl, they play a different level of football. I mean, when you call high school football and then call a Cocoa game,
and a handoff again, that hole has been there the last couple series for Melbourne. Johnson, the ball carrier, once again getting about 8 yards there for Melbourne.
The Space Coast is just laden with talent.
Yeah.
I mean, just so much talent, and we have good football teams, but that Cocoa team in this era is just playing above and beyond what anything we could expect to see on the football field. I mean, they just play a different level of football.
Carter Black's now on the left side. He was on the right side last week, so they shift him over to the left guard.
That was smart because you remember last week they showed a lot of vulnerability on that side.
Again, right there, Dean Baker and Carter Black. Fourth down and 4 coming up for Melbourne. Will they go for it or punt them or try to kick it and pin them deep, and they're going
to
to
go for it. You're in that gray area, and this is exactly where Satellite was in the opening drive.
And Carter Fisher, sophomore, still at the helm.
Look for the hard count, and they got it. I knew it. They're going to look for the hard count.
And Coach Lyle Neighbor does it every week.
Offsides, and that's going to move those chains. That's going to be enough for a first down, Darryl.
Lyle's got that old school mentality in him from his dad passed down. You know, he's smart. And right there, just getting Satellite to jump off sides and giving Melbourne the first down.
That's,
the little Silver Foxes tuning in.
Caleb Garner, the guilty party on that play.
First and 10, Melbourne. Drops back, Fisher looking downfield into double coverage. Nearly intercepted once again, but we got a flag in the backfield.
Triple coverage back there, and still number 20 able to get his fingertips, Colin Roddy.
And penalty against Satellite. So tomorrow night, game of the week here in Brevard County, Coach Billy Palmer, Coach Blue, and I believe Caleb or Allen will be down there at the Panther Den for O'Galley against Heritage. Right here on Brevard Sports Network, brought to you by Cricket, Spirits, and Sports and the County Line.
I am anxious to see those off-season moves that Heritage has made. You know, I think they're going to be
little swing pass out here and a face mask. Caught by number.
I don't think there's a flag down.
13. There's
two.
There
is. Yep.
Craig Bowles, the receiver.
Well, definitely a flag there.
Lancaster, Tennessee, checking in tonight. The Baker family.
Boy, I tell you what, man, this charity yardage is certainly doing the Scorpions no favors, Darryl.
And they're going to be inside the Riches Auto Tech red zone, down to about the 10-yard line. And
that sets them up first and goal.
McCarthy in the backfield now for Melbourne. Fisher hands off to McCarthy, trying to get it outside. And he's going to be wrapped up by the Scorp. Good.
Boy, I tell you what, great job getting him slowed and waiting for backup there.
Good edge play there by Satellite, wrapping up McCarthy. And McCarthy still in there.
Weaves his way forward for just a couple yards, but, you know, every inch counting.
Gets down about the 6-yard line. Satellite's right there to wrap him up. That Satellite defense ain't nothing to joke about. I mean, they got some studs over there.
No.
I mean, we've seen them, you know, hit very hard in the first quarter. I mean, this drive here is the penalty's been killing them.
You know, on this drive alone, you know, over 30 yards in penalties, you know, 2 15-yarders alone.
Now Johnson back at the single back with Carter. Hand off to Johnson. He cuts it up, cuts it back. Big hit in the backfield.
That's another one of those. One guy gets in, slows him down, forces the redirection, and those Scorpions able to close in.
And you know Melbourne ain't going to try to kick a field goal here. They're going to go for it. 4th and goal.
A little bit of a personnel exchange here.
Going to slide 2 out to the top.
I tell you what, Darryl, you know, with the 2 missed extra points, you know, makes you wonder about the confidence Melbourne has in their kicking game. And
senior Jeremiah Thompson checks in, sophomores. Sorry about that. And now Melbourne takes a timeout. They don't like their personnel. So first timeout by Melbourne here in the first half of play. 5:23 to go. ball game here. 2-0, two teams.
2-0-2
Yep.
teams.
Battling for their first win tonight. Satellite, their season opener here at their home field. Bulldogs' first away game, which, I mean, we've seen, both of the games for Melbourne, and they just could not get it in the end zone. I mean, Toho, it was 2 drop, touchdown passes right there in their hands.
Yep.
Last week, they get 3 times into the Richards Auto Tech red zone and just cannot, get that touchdown. They get, the big play but couldn't finish. This week they've finished, but now you got to go to special teams and find a kicker because now you missed 2 extra points. And, next week don't get any easier for neither of these 2 teams. And Melbourne's actually going to kick a field goal with a different kicker. Be number 30.
Number 90.
90, excuse me. Kick is up. And it's good.
Well, that's going to tack on.
And that's going to be number 90 is going to be Salini. I remember that he came. Hey, say a little bit of Italian for me, and that's my Italian. Cicilline.
Easy there, Mario.
So Bulldogs tack on 3 points there, so it's going to be 15-0 Melbourne in the second quarter right here at Satellite Stadium. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into the broadcast tonight. Big crowd on here for the home opener for Melbourne. Pretty good crowd over there for the Bulldogs on the far side.
Travel well. They don't mind coming over the causeway.
No.
It's us beachside people don't like to go over the causeway, man. Don't make me go over the bridge.
I say it every time. Gotta get my passport.
You know, Daryl, the satellite cinema has reopened, so we don't even have to go over the bridge to catch first-run movies anymore. So that's kind of a big deal here.
All right, folks. Please don't come on with the negative comments tonight about either team. We will either remove you from the broadcast. Just try to keep it clean out there. I appreciate it. And Satellite will get it back to about the 33-yard line. That's where they're going to start first down and 10. And if you do come back on and say another negative, and this is for anybody on the broadcast, we will remove you from the broadcast that you're watching. So please keep it clean for both teams. Both teams are young. They're rebuilding their programs the best they can. Yes, they're 0-2, but all the coaches are doing the best job they can for both of these programs. So Satellite again with the Twins formation. Single back set. Man in motion here. Looking for that swing pass to number 8. Good blocking there by Satellite.
Wow, good closing coverage by the Bulldogs.
And that's that fire ant to the ball that Jeff Pannucci works on each and every day at practice.
I tell you what, man, they were targeting out there. Alex Patalis, he's got wheels. If he can get out in that open space and see a little bit of green that is not in the form of a Bulldog, he can get open and make big plays, but the Bulldog defense closed in there quickly.
That was Alex, the junior wide receiver for Satellite. Picks up a 3, so second down and 7. Wait in the backfield. He gives it to him. He's got some running room. Bulldogs are waiting on him at the 45. They need to go up there and get him. 32 on the stop for Melbourne. And that's going to be Eagle.
Yeah, those instincts kick in, Daryl, keep them in front of you. That's a big first down for Satellite, who has had a tough time tonight finding those.
Yeah, they had some first downs in the first quarter. Now getting another first down. Hands off again, but Melbourne is right there to meet him at the line of scrimmage. 5 is going to be your quarterback.
2-yard gain. It's going to be second down.
Greenan, Brody Greenan. sophomore quarterback. So 2 sophomore quarterbacks battling it here on the field for their programs. Once again, I am Daryl Double D Duran, joined by the man Ron Lighthall behind the camera right here at the Scorps Stadium tonight. Oh, Roger Walker tuning in. Satellite, big catch there. And that's going to be another first down for Satellite. 14 on the reception. Williams, wide receiver for Satellite.
You know, Satellite makes that connection. They can weave, they can juke a little bit, get those little extra yards. And again, another big first down for Satellite as they're now in Bulldog territory with the ball sitting at the 38-yard line.
Melbourne went in their cover 2 there. Twins up top, Twins down below, going to hand off the ball. He's going to be met in the backfield by big number 95 of Melbourne. And that's going to be Jason
3-yard loss on
Melidor.
that. Second down and 13.
Junior defensive end.
You know, Daryl, getting here, I skipped dinner. It's right in my own backyard. I was putting some equipment together. And now all of a sudden I can smell the barbecue from the concession stand making its way up here.
It actually smelled pretty good. All right, shotgun formation once again for Satellite. And Satellite's going to take another timeout here. 2:09 to go. Satellite driving right now on the broadcast at the Bulldog 40, but Bulldogs lead 15-0 here on Bavard Sports Network. You're watching the #1 leader in sports right here on the Space Coast. That's right, Bavard Sports Network.
I'm hoping somebody at the concession stand is watching the game. They got to have it on down there, man.
They got to.
They got to have it
on.
on.
They might bring something up.
Yeah, they got to. They got to, man. You're teasing us up here with that. My special dietary restrictions. No vegetables. Again, we want to thank our sponsors. They are a huge part of us being able to bring this game to you. And they have stepped up financially to make sure that we can bring this broadcast to you. And for those of you who know technology, you know, and internets and the internet, the interwebs. Can I sound any older? You know what it costs to put on a broadcast. Big sweep to the outside.
Oh, big hit.
Stuffed right back at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere. Flags fly. There's some laundry on the field. Let's see what they do.
From up here, it looked like he hit with his shoulder. The running back was going down and the football defensive side, and I'm not taking both sides. It's just what I see from up here. One man going down, one man trying to lead with a shoulder. But they're going to say,
helmet to helmet.
Helmet to helmet.
Yeah, and you know that is one of those rules that
they just had the 30.
It matters.
They just had the 30 for 30 on with the Baltimore Ravens, and they even said, half of this stuff we got away with wouldn't even fly. But, I mean, the Baltimore Ravens, the 2000 Super Bowl team, was a nasty, team.
Boy, you talk about the history of football and the brutality of the game. You go back to the steel curtain defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got the Detroit Lions. I know half of you just kind of chuckled, but, there was a time.
4 wide receivers now, and they're going to get the 1 wide receiver leaving early.
He was out of the blocks and off to the races too soon.
And I think they're going to get Satellite. It's going to be first down and 15.
Again, thank you to our sponsors, and you'll hear Daryl rattle those off during the course of the night. Again, they are a huge part of us being able to bring this to you.
And Juan, sorry about that. Ron, I just want to say once again, folks, please keep it clean for both teams. If you don't, I'm going to block you or suspend you. Both of these programs are young. They're rebuilding. Each team is rebuilding. And it's hard to keep players. If you know the state of football that we're in right now, they jump ships all the time. So please keep it clean on the broadcast. Satellite looking downfield. He's going to tuck it. And it's going to be wrapped up by Melbourne. That's going to be number 5 on the carry. Brody, sophomore quarterback, but wrapped up. I did not get a number by Melbourne. And it's going to be second down and about 16 to go. Looking for the slant.
Nice slant.
Caught. And that's going to be about a 10-yard pickup. Going to be third and manageable here for Satellite.
It was you were right there, about a 14-yard pickup, going to be third. Boy, you talk about third and manageable.
So 3rd and 2. Satellite drops back to pass, looking for that slant again. He's got pressure.
And throws it away.
I don't know if they're going to.
Big number 99 coming in there. Malady.
Yeah, Malady with the hit, so we're going to have. He was looking for his flag. I don't think he's.
Big shout out to Mike Malady and Big 3.
No call there. I mean, he was in a general facility. I like the no call there. You know, you could have called. It was close of a late hit. No, man, and so they, I think, going to let it slide. So it's going to be, should be 4th.
They didn't flip the placard yet, so it's still 3rd. Oh, there they go. They're going to tell them. There we go.
4th down and a long 2 here coming up for Satellite. And they're going to attempt a field goal here. 47 in the kick for Satellite. Trying to put some points on the scoreboard here. Snaps good, kicks up and away. Doinks off the right upright. I mean, a beautiful looking kick.
Boy, that thing had height. That thing hit the pole midway up, Daryl.
That was good from about probably 40
yards.
Wow,
talk about a game of inches. Yikes! And I tell you, I fault the assembly of the.
And 33 seconds left in the first half.
There's a slight outward lean on that field goal post. I'm going to blame it on that.
There is a slight outward lean.
And Melbourne, will they?
You can look at it two ways. It was wider for him, or it was in his way.
I've seen one where it's doinked off of each one and gone in.
Honestly, Daryl, if that pipe goes straight up in the air.
And Melbourne's going to take an E and go to halftime. So Melbourne is going to lead this game at halftime, the first lead they have had all season at the half. So, could be, good turning of events for Melbourne. Satellite, don't take your eye off of Satellite Scorpions. The first quarter, I mean, we've seen some hard knocks hitting out there, Ron. I mean,
I'll tell you what, man.
Number 20,
been
Roddy.
Stout.
Number 20, Roddy for Satellite hits just as hard. Number 22, Votava on Melbourne. So, I mean, there's studs on both sides of this ball game, folks. I'd just like to thank you for tuning into the broadcast here at Satellite High School. And I'd like to go over the sponsors right before halftime. Natwick Insurance, Ashley Westbrook Realty, Custom Cabinetry by Fatty, Erica Valente with Family Wellness and Health, Manicure America, Hooters of Melbourne, Double D's Maintenance Service, and two big new sponsors that just came aboard, and they will bring you tomorrow night's game. That's right, the County Line of downtown Melbourne and Cricket Spirits and Sports, and both of those sports places will have drinks, food. You can watch the O'Galley Heritage game that the little Silver Fox. Coach Billy Palmer will be calling tomorrow night with Coach Blue, and I believe Caleb will be down there, or Alan Slaughter-Zinski. That's the game in Brevard County, game of the week. The game of the week out of Brevard County is IMG and Cocoa, and that game's going to be streamed on YouTube. We're allowed to share that. We thank IMG for allowing us to do that. We're going to take just a quick break. Your halftime score with 16 minutes to go. Melbourne 15, Satellite 0.
Dakota.
Welcome back, everybody, for the beginning of the second half kickoff, where the Melbourne Bulldogs will be kicking out from the 40-yard line to the awaiting hands of the Satellite Scorpions. We have a 15-0 ball game right now with the Bulldogs taking advantage. 2 touchdowns, 2 missed field goals, or extra points rather. Big run up the sideline here.
Big hit there. Man, Satellite was almost off to the races there, Ron.
Nice coverage by the special teams there at Satellite. We are beginning to feel just a couple of drips in the air.
And that's nothing we're not used to, broadcasting.
And once again, Darryl is perched high atop in the air-conditioned press box.
And Votava's going to be shaking up a little bit, but he's going to shake it off. He'll be all right. He's got to go out to play.
Just those that little spitting effect in the first half that we had is starting to pick up just a little bit.
And it's going to be first down and 10. Satellite at their own 48-yard line. Good return back by the Scorp. Start this second half of play. Dogs are up 15-0 here on the Brevard Sports Network.
And now we're about to approach real Florida football here in the rain in the early part of the seasons.
Yes, there's short referees on Friday night, folks. First down and 10, Satellite. Little swing. Oh,
yeah.
He could have kept his feet there.
And a big shout out to the referees for tonight. Once again, we have Anthony Moore, our referee. Mike Elko is the umpire. The head linesman is Charles Owens. Line judge Terrell Dorsey. Side judge is Tavish Reynolds. And the field judge is X Ferguson. And up here in the press box with us is Mike Pressman. So those guys did show up for work today and doing what they do for for high school football.
Second down and 10 for the Scorpions. Bulldogs coming with pressure. Off the edge. He pulls it back. Oh, big hit.
Wow.
That was the first big stop in the backfield by Melbourne tonight, number 8.
Boy, a gang of them there. I can see Malady there.
Isaiah Irvin, defensive end, defensive tackle with Malady as well. I mean, that was just a collapse on the Satellite offense there. Melbourne just bang play there. And I look for Satellite to spread them out, maybe go to that 4 wide receiver set like they did down here trying to go into the end zone.
Big loss, though. 5-yard loss, third down and 15.
Twins up top, 1 down below, single back in the backfield. Pulls it, nope, gives it. And that's going to be Wade.
Out again.
And Wade's got some yardage in the first half. He's got some huge gains for Satellite, to be honest with you, folks. And just right there, Melbourne adjusted at halftime to the Satellite run and, just wrapped up number 4, Wade, their junior running back for Satellite. And he's had some big runs tonight. 47 back to kick. Gardner for Satellite. Votava, McCarthy back. Punts away. Taken by Votava at the 25. He's got some speed, turns the corner, and he's going to be dragged down by the Satellite Scorpions about the 40-yard line. First down and 10, Melbourne at about their own, they're going to say 39-yard line. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning back into the broadcast here at Satellite High School on AM Double D Darrell Grand, joined by my man Ron Lighthall behind the camera, holding the umbrella and talking tonight, doing a mighty fine job out there.
I got the umbrella stuffed down the back of my shirt, holding it up with my head here to control the camera. So if you get a little shaky here for a second, I do apologize as I'm getting everything put together.
So Melbourne's going to come out on offense at their own 39-yard line, up 15-0 in this ball game. And we do not own the rights to the music if you hear it in the background here on Facebook, so I'd just like to put that out there.
That's where Daryl and I get a little creative and have to talk over it a little bit.
So now we're going to back Melbourne up for didn't see any penalty or anything.
Yeah, I don't know what the call was. It's
first down and 10, Melbourne at their own 29-yard line. Carter still at the helm, gives to the up back. Going to get about 10 yards there.
Boy, I tell you what, man, the talent level in that kid coming out of the backfield, he's able to use that free non-carrying arm and just kind of shuck would-be defenders and get those extra yards. Powerful kid.
Daly's back. Daly's back.
And they got the
going to
scores
get
to
Satellite to jump. So Daly, the ball carrier there for Melbourne. And they're going to get Satellite with the 5 yards offside penalty.
Boy, the penalty yards takes, penalty yards give. That's going to be a fresh set of sticks for them. It's going to be a first down.
Thank you all for tuning in, and I'd like to Brian Osterley, congratulations. You know what I'm talking about. That's all I'm going to say. Melbourne swings it out. He's got a gang of blockers out there and gain of about 6 yards. So it's going to be going to give him 5. So second down and 5 coming up for Melbourne. You're watching the Vard Sports Network, the leader in sports right here on the Space Coast. From Alan Slaughter-Zinski, Caleb Brown, Jackson Robb, Logan Pettit, Ron Lighthall. I am Double D Darrell Rand for the Vard Sports Network. Satellite coming with the blitz. Hand off up the middle, gets the hole, banging him, clanging out there.
Well, you talk about a power run. Put your head down and churn. That was just a great run there.
And getting the first down for Melbourne. Melbourne just old school West Melbourne football there on the ground. And a lot of folks, when I say West Melbourne football, that's all we did back in the day. Lyle Neighbors part of that ground and pound offense. You get them boys up front moving that line, and you just keep going at it till they stop it. Satellite coming with something here special. He pulls it back, looking for a receiver downfield, has a man open, and that's going to be a first down. A little play action there for Melbourne.
This is where Melbourne has to keep themselves emotionally in check. You remember, we saw some big plays from Melbourne, Darrell, that were plagued with penalties that had to do with some discipline issues. But Melbourne playing fairly clean tonight as far as the discipline goes.
Don't have a number for that. Carter Fisher, nice pass play there. Short gain on the play for Melbourne. I'd like to give a shout out to Cody Black tuning in from the University of South Florida, watching his younger brother here on the broadcast. So third down coming up for Melbourne here. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to the broadcast tonight. as the rain starts to come down a little bit. If you see a little bit of shaking there on the camera, Ron's doing his best out there.
Got this umbrella and
another run play for Melbourne, trying to stretch it out, turns it up, and a big hit by number 1 of Satellite.
Boy, I'll tell you what, he hit a nice block there to minimize a much bigger gain. That's number 1 was Alan Steffen. Gonna nickname him Stuffin'. Boy, he just stuck it right there. And,
yes, he did, and brings up 4th down for Melbourne. Cyril Hopping tuning in. Carter Fisher at the helm. Now bringing in a tight formation. Melbourne's going to have to burn a timeout here, I think, and they do. Melbourne's going to have to burn a timeout. They do with, what's on the clock? 5:41 in the 3rd quarter. You're watching the Brevard Sports Network right here at Satellite High School. I am Double D Daryl Duran, joined by the Umbrella Man, Ron Lighthall, doing a fine job. And folks, like to thank all of our sponsors from Hooters of Melbourne for our pregame meal each and every week. Custom Cabinetry by Fatty, Erica Valente, Family Wellness and Health right there in beautiful West by God in Melbourne. Manicure America, Natwick Insurance, a big supporter right here on Brevard Sports Network. Thank you, Natwick Insurance, and Ashley Westbrook Realty. Thank you, Miss Ashley, for all that you do for Brevard Sports Network.
Couldn't do it without those great sponsors, Daryl, you know, and it's just what goes into these broadcasts, you know, when you talk about not just the time, but the equipment that it takes us to bring in these broadcasts. We're constantly trying to up our game.
All right, here we go. Big play for both teams. 4th down for Melbourne. Can the Satellite Scorpions get a stop? Handoff up the middle. Will he get there? It's going to be close.
I think he's got it. He took a couple steps forward, and they're going to move those chains.
Big Carter Black and Dino Baker on the block for.
You know, Carter Black starting to get those looks. He's starting to get those looks from some of the big-time programs, much like his brother, you know, the family.
And nearly intercepted by Satellite. I'd like to give a shout out to Colt Reed and family watching. Timeout. Official timeout for, I think that's the first official timeout we've had for water.
They had one in the first quarter, actually.
Oh, we had one in the, okay.
Yeah, it's like.
It's like they're supposed to call them till October, but I guess if the play is going. So with that, folks, once again, I am Double D Daryl Duran, Ron Lighthall out there. Cyril, he's holding an umbrella, trying to bring you a broadcast. He doesn't want to talk right now.
No, I have to laugh because it was my choice. I said, no, I'll go out here on the little crow's nest here and, give me the better angles, give me the better shots, and lo and behold, here comes the rain. So I got an umbrella in one hand, another hand on the camera. The camera takes 2 hands to operate.
Well, we just like, to thank you to everyone that tunes in to the broadcast each and every week. We could not do it without you guys, your support of Brevard Sports Network, your leader in sports right here on the Space Coast. And many big things are happening here at BSN. When we get back to action, 1st down and 10, Melbourne slings out the ball. Caught, getting upfield for Melbourne. About an 8-yard gain. Fisher
duped me on the camera too, man. I thought
to number 13.
Nice fake there.
And that should be Bowles. So 3rd and 2 coming up, a long 2 for Melbourne. Fisher still at the helm for Melbourne. Hello, Frank, tuning in. And that ball's getting a little wet out there. We just had that first fumble snap there.
Boy, that forces a.
They're going to try a field goal. Sistolini. There we go. I said it with my little southern accent there. So Sistolini now at the helm to try this extra field goal for Melbourne. Snap, kick. It's good. Melbourne with 2 field goals on the night. 18-0. Melbourne might have found a kicker in old Sistolini, number 90.
That was a nice exchange from the snap to the holder, getting it down, especially when it's wet like this. But
about a 30-yard field goal by 90 again. All right, folks, the score here in the third quarter, Melbourne 18, your Satellite Scorpions 0, 3:42 left in the ball in the third quarter. And Melbourne set the kick off to Satellite here at the Satellite home opener. And then once again, we don't own any rights to the music being played in the background, so if you hear that. And there's the kick, little roly-poly kick down the middle. Taken by Satellite about the 20-yard line, wrapped up by Melbourne.
Wow, special teams playing special tonight.
Well, Melbourne didn't start off that way.
They did not.
Melbourne missed 2 extra points, and they changed the kicker. He just kicked another decent kick for them. They got down on.
Well, last week against Merritt Island, we had back-to-back run backs. One a full all the way to the house by Merritt Island, but Merritt Island or Melbourne opened the game on a 2-play drive,
No, one play. It was a 51-yard.
51-yard, one play.
11-second play.
The kickoff and then the one play, and Merritt Island answered right back with a return of their own. We had a 7-7 ball game with
Satellite hands off to wait.
Barely a minute ticked off the clock last week.
And Melbourne's defense is coming out of this second half ball game on all cylinders. Coach Pannucci.
You mentioned earlier that it does not get any easier for the Satellite Scorpions on their schedule. They have a tough schedule this year. And, you look at their roster, they have so much youth and so much to look forward to. I mean, you're not just talking next year, but the year after that as well. I mean, there's a lot of talent. If they can keep them here and keep them home, they've got a lot of good football left.
Little swing out. Melbourne right there on the stop. Thank you, Miss Christine. Kamari Johnson has switched to number 3 for Melbourne. Do you know who's wearing 28 by chance? Miss Christine, the athletic trainer for Melbourne. I appreciate her helping me out with that.
Rain coming down steady now. It has now reached the saturation point where things are getting wet. What was a light sprinkle is kind of ebbed and flowed so far in the last 15, 20 minutes.
It's going to be 3rd and 13 for Satellite here.
I walked off on a penalty. I didn't even see what the marking was for the penalty. I don't know what they got him for, but
5, Brody still at the helm for Satellite. Man in motion gives the 24 around the corner. He's got some speed, gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Wow. I think that's going to go against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's going to be excessive. I don't know what exactly they call that, but
blind side.
So that might give Satellite an automatic first.
Oh, they're waving the flag off. Wow, okay. Obviously, those referees down there, are
they're communicating. I mean, all we can, tell you is what we see up here.
And we did see the end result there with a kid going down. So when they waved the flag off, that, we try to connect the dots a little prematurely.
And Satellite trying to stretch it over here, wrapped up by Melbourne.
I tell you what, man, if they can get protection in the backfield, Daryl, and they have the ability because they've got receivers that are getting open out here.
They really did the first half, but, Melbourne's just made that adjustment at halftime, which Coach Pannucci and Coach Grish do.
We talked about Melbourne being blessed with some size up front on the defense and the offense. And generally they seem, they're year in and year out are one of those more undersized teams, but
47 set to kick. Gardner taken by Votava. Votava's got a couple blockers trying to stretch it to the outside there. Turns the corner, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds by Satellite over there on the far side, and Melbourne's going to have it in good field position inside Satellite territory. So net punt of only about 10 yards after that return. And it's 1st and 10 Bulldogs. We weren't aware of the change of the jersey, so we apologize. We've been calling the wrong name for Melbourne. I thought, Dally was out personally, but now I know the jersey has been changed, so thank you for that help, guys. And handoff up the middle, good blocking right there. And that's going to be Johnson wearing Dally's old number.
Got a Scorpion down with a cramp. Telltale signs of that stretch.
He's going to walk.
Alan Steffen's going to walk it off.
Yeah, he's got to come out and play.
He's going to limp his way to the side. Boy, I tell you what, he was trying to tough it out, man.
Yeah. And Melbourne moves the chains of a gain of 10. Now you got Fields down here to the near side of your camera. Twins up top for Melbourne. And a give right there off the right tackle. Johnson, another 9 yards. And Melbourne again just ground and pounding that ball down the field. Close to another first down for Melbourne. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter.
I will switch the quarter there on the scoreboard as I neglected to do from the first to the second quarter.
So I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into the broadcast tonight. Natwick Insurance, Erica Valente, and crew with Family Wellness and Health right there in beautiful West by God, Melbourne. Manicure America, all your paver needs. Again, business in West Melbourne supporting Bavard Sports Network. Fatty, custom cabinetry by Fatty. Give him a call. Hooters of Melbourne for all of our pregame meals. Thank you, Kat McFarland and crew right there at Hooters of Melbourne. Ashley Westbrook, Realty, and Rich's Auto Tech. Rich and crew, we could not do it without them as well. Folks, if you hear any of these small businesses, that we announce here on Bavard Sports Network, they don't have to contribute, but they do each and every season, so we can bring you a great broadcast each and every season right here on Bavard Sports Network. Tomorrow night, game of the week in town, in my eyes, is the O'Galley Heritage game. Coach Blue and Coach Palmer will be on that call. That game is going to be brought to you by Cricket Spirits and Sports and the County Line Saloon of downtown Melbourne. Thank you guys for stepping up and sponsoring that game tomorrow night. The give's right up the middle on black side. Black got a big hole there, opened up. And he's going to have a first down inside the Riches Auto Tech red zone. A lot of viewers tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you do go to any of the chicken wing and sports places to watch and eat and have a good time, they will have them up on their TVs, the games. So if you can't make it, and Melbourne right again up the middle. And he's going to be down just short.
Just short. I mean, they are walking that line.
And Melbourne first and goal coming up for the Bulldogs.
I don't think a state trooper would have those referees walk a finer line, Daryl.
A couple of substitutions in for the Scorpions. Melbourne with a little heavy package. And to give, and he's going to be
stopped.
In the backfield. Good defensive play there by the Scorpions in the backfield.
Boy, inevitably they just hit that big wall of red. So a nice stuff there by the Scorpion D.
58, Jacob Hosmer, nose guard sophomore. $18-0 ball game led by the Bulldogs all night. Satellite came out swinging hard, getting the first turnover. And here goes old power I formation.
And it goes on the turf.
Oh, Lord.
Recovered by Melbourne, but another down.
They got lucky because Satellite came with the pressure, but Melbourne had the blockers and the steam and that wet ball out there slipping out of the hand of the ball carrier.
Gonna have to get the old can of Stickum.
Third and goal for Melbourne. Big tight formation now. And the old quarterback sneak. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Third time's the charm there, Daryl. Bulldogs able to just kind of push that line.
And that's going to take it to 24-0 here at Satellite High School. Melbourne on top of the Scorpions. Thank you all for tuning in to the broadcast tonight. Ron Lighthall, I am Double D Daryl Duran. Please tune in. We got a couple good games on tap for you tomorrow night. You can also watch the stream live here on Bavard Sports Network of the IMG Cocoa game. Oh, Cicilline forgot to go, or no, the holder. Cicilline like, I want to kick another kick. Hey, he told me to try to do my best accent, and that's the best I can get. Snap, hold, fire. And Melbourne's going to try to get there, and he turns it up. So just cannot get the hold. So
Melbourne 0 for 3 on the extra points tonight.
Yep, but 2 field goals made. So 24-0, Melbourne 10-0-1 left in the fourth quarter. You're watching the Bavard Sports Network, your leader on the Space Coast for sports. BSN, that's right, Bavard Sports Network is live here at Satellite High School. Thanks to Natwick Insurance and Ashley Westbrook Realty. Folks, if you would like to get your business on Bavard Sports Network, please reach out to myself, Daryl Duran. You can Facebook message me privately, or if someone has my number, they can give it out to you.
Looking for a Tuesday night dinner sponsor.
Yeah. And
Monday through Thursday is
yeah.
Wide open.
Just thank you all for sponsoring tonight. And if you have a game that you would like us to attend to or put right here on BSN, please give us some leadway, some head notice on that, and we'll do our very best to get a crew out there. Just if you have a sponsor or anything like that, let us know. Alan Slaughter-Zinski, Caleb Brown, or myself, anyone will get you in contact and set that up. Melbourne with a little script kick down the old middle here. Taken by Satellite at about the 27, trying to stretch it to the outside.
I like that play. I like that call by Melbourne. They took the risk, but they know that slowed down the Scorpions there, and they were able to get down there and make the stop.
and number 9.
Little extracurricular chatter there going on.
And number 9 on the return, Tharp Senior for Satellite.
So with the rain and the scoreboard combination, we're starting to see it thin out here on the Satellite side.
9:53 left in the fourth. Drops back, looking for a man downfield. He has him. Just overthrows him. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Those famous words of Milli Vanilli, man. Blame it on the rain.
It is wet out there on the field. They're trying to keep these balls as dry as they can for the centers and quarterbacks.
The active rain, I think, has let up.
And a run up the middle, going to be stuffed by that Melbourne defense, number 32 and 33 of Melbourne. Eagle and Gagen on the stop for Melbourne. Satellite no gain on the play. Coach Pannucci and Coach Grish and Coach Freeze just made a quality of adjustments to that Satellite offense at halftime. Dropping back, looking for a receiver. He tucks it, but Malady's going to have him in the backfield. But he's still fighting.
Wow.
All the way up to the original line of scrimmage.
Malady wrapped him up, but they powered forward back to the line of scrimmage.
And that's going to be Brody, sophomore quarterback for your Scorps. And Satellite's going to send out the punter.
I'll give you an update there as you're perched so comfortably. The rain has let up, but what precipitation is coming down is bigger drops. Fewer drops, but bigger drops.
And 47. Gardner set to kick off. Kick off the punt, excuse me. Good snap there. Kicks away, and he's going to try to kick it out of bounds, but taken by McCarthy. And McCarthy hits it to about the 45-yard line.
Nice textbook tackle there by the
Satellite.
Scorpions.
Yep, good kick coverage by the Scorpions.
That was number 26. He came in there and he had a textbook style tackle. That's Reed Natwick. Funny enough, we got Natwick up there and Natwick Insurance, and Reed Natwick making the big play.
And Manny Larice tuning in. Sir, you need to go to bed. You got a big game tomorrow. All right, 1st down and 10. Melbourne at their own 45-yard line. New quarterback at the helm. Hands off. That's number 10.
Well, you can see the change in the play calling for Melbourne. They're going to stay much more disciplined now.
And that's going to be Hall, the freshman quarterback, now at the helm. The transfer in to Melbourne. Wrapped up by number 42. Ramiro, sophomore inside linebacker. So Hall now at the helm for Melbourne. 2nd down and a long 6 for your Bulldogs.
Oh,
a little miscommunication. Hall's going to roll. Man, that was a big hit by Satellite. He gets a gain of about 1.
Yeah, that snap was a one-hopper.
So
quarterback had to turn into a baseball shortstop there and make something out of nothing.
Yep, 3rd and 5 coming up for Melbourne.
Down inside the 7-minute mark, Darryl. We are clock continues to run. We're at 6:50 and counting.
Right at midfield, Melbourne out in twins formation on top and bottom, single back. McCarthy Hall drops back, has a man, Fields, caught. Ooh, man, that was a big hit by Satellite over the top.
That was a 4th down play, and that's short. That's going to go over on downs.
No, it's 4th down now.
4th down now. Okay, okay. I saw the guy across the way carrying the sticky.
No, that was a big hit again by Roddy. Roddy came up in the first quarter and had a big hit on Melbourne. Melbourne now 4th and 1, and Hall still at quarterback, true freshman. And Melbourne's going to burn a timeout here with 6 minutes to go here in the ball game. We'd like to thank the sponsors just one more time here. Ashley Westbrook Realty, Natwick Insurance, a big supporter. Both of those are big supporters here on Brevard Sports Network. Hooters of Melbourne with the pregame meal. Kat McFarland and the crew does a fine job each and every week for us. Custom cabinetry by Fatty. Erica Valente with Family Wellness and Health. Manicure America and Rich's Auto Tech. Thank you to our sponsors each and every week. Tomorrow, game of the week in town.
And again, Daryl, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are open for restaurant sponsorships, man.
Oh, yeah.
You got barbecue, you got Italian, you got Mexican, you got any Asian food, anywhere in the
all right, 4th
global
down.
cuisine.
4th down for the Bulldogs here. 4th and 1, big stop needing by the Scorpions.
It looks like they're
gonna punt. They're in the formation of the punting the ball, and I guess equipment malfunction.
Oh, we're gonna see a delay of game. Malady making his way out. They got to get this done quick because
snaps away. They get it off. There's the punt by Votava.
Man,
and punts it out of bounds. Pretty good idea. They were trying to pin them deep, and that ball is going to come back to about the 27-yard line. They're going to say it went out of bounds at, and that's going to be 1st and 10 Scorps. Your Bulldogs lead 24-0 here on the home opener for the Satellite Scorpions. Ron Lighthall, I am Double D Duran for Brevard Sports Network. So a couple field goals and a couple touchdowns for Melbourne tonight. And a quarterback keeper by Fisher.
Now we're going to take a timeout.
So 3 touchdowns and a couple field goals on the night for Melbourne. Couple missed extra points. So Melbourne's got to work on that this week. They're going to get a couple extra days of rest and get back on it Monday. And looking downfield.
Oh, throws into double coverage.
Nearly intercepted there, but caught by number 6.
Wow, that was
Story Coates, senior wide receiver.
That's where you sit and wonder where that play and catch has been all night. I mean, that was threaded right in there. Brody Grennan just threaded that to Story Coates. Just a great throw between two would-be defenders.
And 2nd and 4 coming up for Satellite. I was watching Wade out of the backfield. He's looking for that slant. Going to bring up 3rd and 4 for Satellite.
We've seen some struggles with Satellite when it comes to leading the receivers out there when they get open.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. Both programs have sophomore and freshman quarterbacks.
That's it. Yeah, and
they're rebuilding both brands. They're doing
once they learn to make that connection and that chemistry hits. Boy, that's going to be quite a dynamic duo there.
Slings it out there. They're going to have the first down. Oh, he didn't go down. Melbourne's got to wrap him up. He's getting about another 6 more yards.
I tell you, out there in the green, we said this. If the Scorpions can get out into the green, that's Alex Batalis, and he has been open a number of times tonight, but if he can get that green, he can get those wheels moving.
Yep, and a good first down by Satellite there at midfield, first down and 10. I'd like to say hello to our FSU fans tuning in tonight. One of me and Cyril's good friends. Caught by Satellite, pushed out of bounds by Melbourne. Going to be 2nd down and 1. Chris Kelly tuning in tonight. So Satellite's starting to move the ball here late in the 4th quarter, 4:26. Clocking down here at Scorp Stadium. 2nd and 1. They got him spread out. Shotgun formation, drops back. Melbourne comes over the play. Oh, he tucks it down.
Yeah, flags coming in on that one.
He was sliding, so, they're going to get targeted. It's kind of hard.
It is. It's such a tough play, but once you commit to that slide, though, you got to let up. You got to let up.
And their work on that for Melbourne. But we didn't really have that call, growing up playing, but with the slide and all that stuff that's new. So Satellite's going to have a big first down there.
Yeah, we certainly had the helmet-to-helmet call. It's called football.
Yep.
And I think it is one of the better advancements of football, making those calls and more protection on the field.
First down and 10, looking for that slant over the middle. Caught.
Oh, beautiful.
Satellite's playing.
And that's a little sneak peek of that magic if they can get that connection going.
Now Melbourne switches their defense back up again.
Boy, there's nothing the Scorpions want more than to erase that goose egg on the board inside of 4 minutes now, 3:42 and counting.
So 1st and goal, Satellite. Drops back, looks for that weight out there on the bubble. And Satellite's going to get a touchdown on Melbourne. Weight, a little bubble pass out of the backfield.
That was just
number 4 junior running back for Satellite.
The sheer will, wanting to get that done.
Once again, we don't own any rights to the music in the background, so
hopefully
they don't kick us off here. 3:17 to go, 24-6 ball game.
And they won't kick us off, but we will get a mute, and so if the audio goes dead, they will, the the powers that be at the heavens of Zuckerberg.
Melbourne was trying to get that shutout, but Satellite said, no way tonight. And they're going to go for 2 here. So 24-6 ball game. And here comes the Scorps going for 2. And they're going to get delay a game. So delay a game now, it's going to be from the 8-yard line instead of the 3. And looks like they're going to send in the kicking unit now to attempt the extra point. Scene 47, Gardner run into the ball game.
Caleb Garner, that senior kicker. He's got the experience, he's played many, many, many times on this field. down, kick is up. It's good.
And that's going to be point for Satellite. So 7:24. And once again, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning into the broadcast tonight. 24-7 ball game here at the Scorp Stadium. Melbourne leads late in the fourth quarter. 3:17 to play, probably going to look for the onside kick.
Again, we'll see Caleb Garner. And I'll tell you, the meticulousness of the way they set that ball, like you said, the imminent onside kick.
And there, this whole side, I'm surprised that we're going to have illegal
touch by about a yard. Tough call. And as that ball's bouncing away, just a frustration. I mean, you're talking about just mere inches before contact was made. And a walk-off 5-yard penalty. So Melbourne to take over. Darryl, we're right at about the 3-minute mark. 3:16 officially on the clock. 24-7 ball game here with Bulldogs at the Satellite Scorpions.
Yep, 1st and 10 Melbourne here at the Satellite 34.
It's been great bringing
Actually,
you Thursday night football,
44.
I'll tell you. It's,
Thursday night action right here at Satellite High School.
We'll get to go out tomorrow and be spectators.
And a big hit there by Satellite at the line of scrimmage, gain of 1.
62 lost his helmet. He'll have to sit out of play.
Yeah, he's got to go out one play. So 2nd down and 9 coming up for Melbourne.
Clock continues to run.
So Hall still in at quarterback for Melbourne. Takes it himself, the dual threat quarterback, and that's why he is a dual threat quarterback, true freshman. Very good run there by the true freshman all the way down inside the Riches.
I think you're going to get a horse collar. They'll probably say face mask, but I think he got him around the shoulder pads.
Riches Auto Tech Red Zone. Future at quarterback is looking bright for Melbourne.
And they're going to tack on another 15 on that because that is
it'll be half a distance to the goal.
Give him a 5-yard.
So 1st down and 10 Melbourne at the Satellite 15. Hall at quarterback. Hands off to McCarthy up the middle.
Okay, that penalty happened out here around the 30, 35-yard line.
And he's going to be down to about the 9-yard line, so 2nd down and 5 to go. I'd like to thank everybody for watching tonight. They're going to have a false start penalty on Melbourne. Going to back them up 5 yards. Remain 2nd down. So 2nd and 10. I'd like to thank Natwick Insurance, Ashley Westbrook Realty, Custom Cabinetry by Fatty, Erica Valente, Family Wellness and Health right there in beautiful West Melbourne. Manicure America Hooters for our pregame meal each and every week. And Rich's Auto Tech, always sponsoring right here on Bavard Sports Network. Melbourne run up the middle, balls on the ground. We're going to say he was down. So 3rd and 7 coming up for Melbourne. Hall gives the ball carrier. He's looking for that end zone, getting down to that.
Oh, tried to squeeze the
first
corner.
Down marker.
I think he got enough for the first down. Going to put him right at the 6-yard line.
Flag flying in deep.
Yeah, I think that's well after the play.
So it's really only going to go a half a yard closer. Be a 1st and goal Melbourne.
If this is a half the distance, going to put him on the 3. That's right where they're going to spot it, right on the 3-yard line.
So 52 seconds remaining here. Hall still at quarterback for Melbourne.
Fresh set of downs on the 3-yard line.
And
ball. That looks like it's recovered by Satellite. Satellite's going to come out of that scrum, bounced right backwards, and
bounces out of McCarthy's hands.
Red jersey right on top of it.
And 1st down and 10 Satellite. 32 seconds left. 24-7 ball game here at the Scorp Stadium.
You talk about too little, too late, but boy, what a great stop by the Scorpions.
Yeah, Melbourne was trying to punch it in there, right there, and get it in the end zone. And Satellite defense just never gave up.
Yeah, play to the whistle and play to the horn, and boy, that's exactly what Satellite's doing. You know, that's a testament to the amount of pride these kids have. They do not want another point scored on that board.
And Pannucci's going to send out his defense out there to try to get a safety here. Satellite's going to be deep in their own territory. 1st down and 10 at their own 3-yard line. So shotgun formation once again, Twins top and bottom. Drops back, throws over the middle on that quick slant. That's going to be a 1st down for Satellite. 24 seconds left. Bulldogs going to get their first victory on the season.
On the road.
On the road. We go back to home next week. Bubble screen and almost intercepted by number 32 of Melbourne. Eagle.
Inside 10 seconds. Clock stopped at 9. Darryl, again, it's been a great night. We had just a little bit of rain there in the 4th quarter, and managed to punch our way through that. And a camera in one hand, an umbrella in the other.
You did great. Proud of you, buddy.
Standing in a puddle in the metal and power cords at my feet.
Satellite drops back, swinging out that bubble. And going to be wrapped up by Melbourne. And that's going to do it, folks. Thank you all for tuning into the broadcast tonight. The Bulldogs will get its first victory on the road here at the home opener for the Satellite Scorpions. Scorpions fall to the Bulldogs 7-24. Satellite 0-3. Melbourne now 1-2 on the year. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to Bavard Sports Network. For Ron Lighthall, I am W. Darryl Duran. Please drive safe, and God bless America.